English Fairy Tales, collected by Joseph Jacobs. The Fish and the Ring. So soon after the girl set out for Scarborough and slept for the night at a little inn. 그래서 곧 소녀는 스캐브라로 출발을 했고 밤에 작은 주막에서 잠을 자게 되었어. Now that very night a band of robbers broke into the inn and searched the girl who had no money and only the letter. 그런데 바로 그날 밤 도둑대가 그 여관에 들어와서 그 소녀를 뒤져보았는데 돈은 하나도 없고 그 편지만 갖고 있었지. So they opened this and read it and thought it a shame. 그리고 그 편지를 열어서 읽어보고는 너무 소녀가 안 됐다고 생각했어. The captain of the robbers took a pen and paper and wrote this letter. 그래서 이 도둑대의 대장이 펜이랑 종이를 갖고 와서 이런 편지를 썼어. Dear brother, 사랑하는 동생아, take the bearer and marry her to my son immediately. 이 편지를 갖고 간 사람을 당장 내 아들과 결혼을 시켜라. Yours affectionately, Albert. 너를 사랑하는 형, 알버트가. And then he gave it to the girl, bidding her be gone. 그리고 그 편지를 소녀에게 주면서 얼른 가버리라고 했어. So she went on to the baron's brother at Scarborough. 그래서 소녀는 스캐브라에 있는 남작의 동생에게로 계속해서 갔어. A noble knight with whom the baron's son was staying. 그런데 이 남작의 동생은 정말 고귀한 기사였고 이 남작의 아들이 함께 지내고 있었지. When she gave the letter to his brother, 편지를 이 동생에게 주자, he gave orders for the wedding to be prepared at once. 당장 결혼식을 준비하라고 명령했어. And they were married that very day. 그리고 바로 그날 결혼을 하게 되었지. Soon after, the baron himself came to his brother's castle. 얼마 지나지 않아서 남작이 동생의 성으로 오게 되었고, and what was his surprise to find that the very thing he had plotted against had come to pass. 그리고 정말 놀랍게도 그렇게 막으려고 했던 일이 벌어지게 된 걸 보았지. But he was not to be put off that way. 그런데 이렇게 포기할 사람이 아니었어. And he took out the girl for a walk, as it said, along the cliffs. 그래서 그 소녀를 데리고 산책을 나가서 절벽위를 걸으면서 이야기를 했어. And when he got her all alone, 그리고 소녀랑 단둘이 남았을 때, he took her by the arms and was going to throw her over. 소녀의 팔을 잡고 소녀를 던져버리려고 했어. But she begged hard for her life. 그렇지만 소녀가 정말 간절하게 살려달라고 빌었어. I have not done anything, she said. 저 아무 일도 안 했어요. 소녀가 말했지. Then the baron took off his gold ring and threw it into the sea. 그래서 이 남작이 자기 손에 있던 금반지를 빼면서 바다로 던졌어. Saying, Never let me see your face till you can show me that ring. 이렇게 말했어. 네가 저 반지를 나한테 보여줄 수 있기 전까지는 절대 내 얼굴을 볼 수 없어. And he let her go. 그리고 소녀를 가게 해주었어. The poor girl wandered on and on. 이 불쌍한 소녀는 이리저리 헤매고 다니다가 till at last she came to a great noble's castle. 위대한 귀족의 성에 도착하게 되었어. And she asked to have some work given to her. 그리고 일거리를 좀 달라고 했지. And they made her the scullion girl of the castle. 그리고 소녀는 그 성에서 부엌일을 하는 사람으로 지낼 수 있게 되었어. For she had been used to such work in the fisherman's hut. 어부의 집에서 그런 일들을 많이 해봤거든. Now one day, who should she see coming up to the noble's house but the baron and his brother and his son, her husband? 어느 날, 그 소녀가 이 귀족의 집으로 오는 사람을 보니까 그 남작이랑 그 남작의 동생이랑 그 남작의 아들, 그러니까 이 소녀의 남편인 거야. She didn't know what to do. 소녀는 어쩔 줄을 몰랐어. But thought they would not see her in the castle kitchen. 그런데 성부엌에 있으면 소녀를 발견하지 못할 거라고 생각했지. So she went back to her work with a sigh. 그리고 한숨을 쉬면서 일하러 돌아가서 and set to cleaning a huge big fish that was to be boiled for their dinner. 이 손님들의 저녁을 위해서 요리를 해야 하는 아주 큰 물고기를 손질하기 시작했어. And as she was cleaning it, she saw something shine inside it. 그런데 이 물고기를 손질하면서 그 안에 뭔가 반짝이는 것을 발견했어. And what do you think she found? 무엇을 찾았을까? Why, that was the Baron's ring. 바로 그 남자에게 반지가 있는 거야. The very one he had thrown over the cliff at Scarborough. 스캐브라에서 남작이 절벽 아래로 던졌던 바로 그거. She was right glad to see it, you may be sure. 그 소녀가 정말로 기뻤지. 그렇게 생각하지? Then she cooked the fish as nicely as she could and served it up. 그래서 그 소녀는 그 물고기를 정말 정성스레 요리를 하고 올려보냈어. Well, when the fish came on the table, the guests liked it so well that they asked the noble who cooked it. 그런데 이 물고기, 이 생선 요리가 상에 차려지자 손님들이 너무 좋아서 이 귀족에게 이걸 누가 요리한 거냐고 물어봤어. He said he didn't know, but called to his servants. 이 귀족은 모른다고 하면서 종들에게 이렇게 이야기했어. Ho there, send up the cook that cooked that fine fish. 거기 이렇게 맛있는 생선을 요리한 그 요리사를 좀 올려보내봐. So they went down to the kitchen and told the girl she was wanted in the hall. 그래서 이 종들이 부엌으로 내려가서 소녀에게 저 식사하는 곳에서 너를 찾고 있다고 이야기했지. Then she washed and tidied herself and put the Baron's gold ring on her thumb. 그래서 소녀는 씻고 좀 단정하게 하고 남작의 금반지를 엄지손가락에 끼우고 and went up to the hall. 그 식사하는 곳으로 올라갔어. When the banqueters saw such a young and beautiful cook, they were surprised. 이 손님들은 정말 젊고 아름다운 요리사를 보고 깜짝 놀랐지. But the Baron was in a tower of a temper and started up as if he would do her some violence. 그런데 이 남작은 너무너무 화가 나서 이 소녀를 한 대 때릴 것처럼 했어. So the girl went up to him with the hand before her with the ring on it. 그래서 소녀는 그 남작에게 다가갈 때 자기 손을 앞으로 내밀고 갔어. 그 손에는 반지가 끼워져 있었지. And she put it down before him on the table. 그리고 그 남작 앞에 상에 반지를 내려놓았어. Then at last the Baron saw that no one could fight against fate. 그래서 마침내 남작은 어느 누구도 운명을 거스를 수 없다는 것을 알았고 and he handed her to a seat. 소녀에게 자리를 내주었고 and announced to all the company that this was his son's true wife. 그리고 모여있는 모든 사람들에게 바로 이 소녀가 자기 아들의 참된 아내라고 선언했어. And he took her and his son home to his castle. 그리고 이 소녀와 자기 아들을 자기 성의 집으로 데려갔지. And they all lived as happy as could be ever afterwards. 그리고 그 이후로 오래오래 행복하게 살았대. 오늘의 이야기 끝. So soon after the girl set out for Scarborough and slept for the night at a little inn. Now that very night a band of robbers broke into the inn and searched the girl, who had no money and only the letter. So they opened this and read it and thought it a shame. The captain of the robbers took a pen and paper and wrote this letter. Dear brother, take the bearer and marry her to my son immediately. Yours affectionately, Albert. And then he gave it to the girl, bidding her begone. So she went on to the Baron's brother at Scarborough, a noble knight, with whom the Baron's son was staying. When she gave the letter to his brother, he gave orders for the wedding to be prepared at once, and they were married that very day. Soon after, the Baron himself came to his brother's castle, and what was his surprise to find that the very thing he had plotted against had come to pass. But he was not to be put off that way, and he took out the girl for a walk, as he said, along the cliffs. And when he got her all alone, he took her by the arms, and was going to throw her over. But she begged hard for her life. "I have not done anything," she said. Then the Baron took off his gold ring and threw it into the sea, saying, "Never let me see your face till you can show me that ring." And he let her go. The poor girl wandered on till at last she came to a great noble's castle, and she asked to have some work given to her. And they made her the scullion girl for the castle, for she had been used to such work in the fisherman's hut. Now one day, who should she see coming up to the noble's house but the Baron and his brother and his son, her husband? She didn't know what to do, but thought they would not see her in the castle kitchen. So she went back to her work with a sigh, and sat to cleaning a huge big fish that was to be boiled for their dinner. And as she was cleaning it, she saw something shine inside it. And what do you think she found? Why, that was the Baron's ring, the very one he had thrown over the cliff at Scarborough. She was right glad to see it, you may be sure. Then she cooked the fish as nicely as she could and served it up. Well, when the fish came on the table, the guests liked it so well that they asked the noble who cooked it. He said he didn't know, but called to his servants, "Ho there, send up the cook that cooked that fine fish." So they went down to the kitchen and told the girl she was wanted in the hall. Then she washed and tidied herself, and put the Baron's gold ring on her thumb, and went up to the hall. When the banqueters saw such a young and beautiful cook, they were surprised. But the Baron was in a tower of a temper, and started up as if he would do her some violence. So the girl went up to him with her hand before her with the ring on it, and she put it down before him on the table. Then at last the Baron saw that no one could fight against fate, and he handed her to a seat, and announced to all the company that this was his son's true wife. And he took her and his son home to his castle, and they all lived as happy as could be ever afterwards.
Fairy tale!